Thank you for joining me once again for the weekly intuitive tarot readings for the week of November 23rd through the 30th of 2015. I hope everyone has enjoyed and had a wonderful and blessed month of November. Many more good things to come in the month of December for everyone. And I would like to also thank you all for your comments, your likes, shares, and subscribes. I am very grateful of the love and support you have shown to me and to this channel so far. Now, for your reading this week, I am using the Celtic Cross spread to give me an idea of the energies that you will be navigating through. And in the position of your overall energies, this week you will be working through the Seven of Wands energy. And this could possibly be some energies of a competition of some sorts. It could be due from the accomplishments and the things that may have taken place in last week's reading. I know that there were some accomplishments and some things that you were successful in, that were coming forth for you in last week's reading. So this could just be the aftermath of it just playing itself throughout the weeks. Now, this could also be a challenge of some sorts that you could possibly be working through or that you are met with this week. Now, to be frank with you, this card is actually depicting a person that is standing on top of a hill, but he's being challenged below by some opponents. And these opponents, they actually want what he has. They want the success and the status that this person has that's being depicted, that's standing on top of the hill. So this week you are urged to try to remain grounded at all times, because the figure in this card does have on two different pairs of shoes. He has a different shoe on each foot, which is indicating that he could possibly maybe he's not seeing things completely all the way throughout, or could possibly not be 100% grounded in the situation at all times. So be sure to try to remain grounded at all times and to always be clear of your stance this week. That is very, very important for you. In the position of what is crossing you, you have the Hierophant, and this is all about an entry into an institution of some sort. The Hierophant is all about institutions. This could be a new organization, a group, a club. It could be a team, something involving a lot of people. It's pretty much a well-established structure. That's what the Hierophant is referring to. Now, this is urging you to adapt to the existing set of some sort of a belief and or a system that is already in place. To do this instead of trying to be innovative this week, because this is definitely indicating that this would not be the week to challenge an already existing structure. If you are entering a new club or becoming a member of some sort of an organization or an institution because of your success from last week, or because of your accomplishment, you could be asked to join a new group or something to that nature, or it could be something completely different. But whatever the case may be, just remember, this would definitely not be the week to challenge any sort of structures that are already existing and in place. In the position of your recent past, you drew the Page of Wands, indicating that you were a free spirit. You were very enthusiastic and ready to explore and discover. In the near future, you drew the Lovers card. And I believe we also had the Lovers card in last week's reading as well, indicating that in the near future, you may experience a new love coming into your life. This could also be the alignment of values and or a union of some sorts for you. This could represent the establishment of a personal belief system and becoming clearer about your own values as well. Which you are currently manifesting at this point is the Nine of Wands. And this is indicating that you are manifesting a sense of courage, persistence, and resilience, even though you may be feeling a test of faith at this time. You drew the Seven of Cups in reverse in the realm of your subconscious, indicating that deep down you may be feeling tempted by something this week. There could be a temptation. It could possibly be from this lover card that we have in the position of your near future. Or it could be a temptation from a whole host of other things that could come into play for you this week. You could also possibly be dealing with some diversionary tactics. So definitely watch out for that this week as well. Your views of life at this time may be a bit on the side of illusion, and you could possibly tend towards fantasies. So definitely be aware of this as well. In the position of your advice for the week, you drew the Seven of Pentacles, indicating that your advice is to persevere at this time, to take a little short break and enjoy the fruits of your labor. At this time, you have a strong desire to invest in things that will provide long-term benefit for you. Externally, you drew the Five of Swords, and this is the same card we had for last week as well, but this time is in the position of your external influences, which is the energies coming to us that we have no control over. This is indicating that you could possibly find yourself engaged in some sort of a conflict or a disagreement this week. Or there could just be some possible tension in the air, or you could be dealing with some energies of tension. This is my winning the battle but losing the war card. So be sure to ask yourself again this week if your point of view is more valuable to you weighed against a relationship and or a friendship of some sorts. If you have not listened to last week's reading, I would suggest that you listen to that reading to see how this same card played into the energies of last week, to see if that resonates with you as well, since it is coming up again for this week. In the position of your hopes and fears, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And this is a fear of boredom or feeling stuck at this point in your life. You drew the Ten of Swords in the outcome position. And to be honest, I do not like this card at all. Definitely not one of my favorite cards. And especially not in this position. Now, this is dealing with energies of betrayal, defeat, or being backstabbed. Now, the positive connotation to this card is that the darkness you have been experiencing in some sort of a situation or something taking place in your life will soon be over and or dispelled. So that is a very good thing. That is the positive connotation, but the negative energies associated with this card would be defeat, or doesn't even necessarily have to be defeat. It could be some sort of a betrayal, or it could even be not an actual betrayal or being backstabbed, but feeling as though you have been from someone's actions or the way you could possibly be perceiving something. Because remember, we do have, remember that in the card that was drawn for your subconscious was speaking of dealing with working with energies, dealing with illusions and or fantasies, or maybe not seeing things 100% clearly. And the overall energies, that card as well was speaking of battling opponents that basically want your status and what you have in life. Although the guy in the picture does have on two different shoes on his feet. So there's something that this person in the card is not seeing clearly, or he's not. There is some points in time where the person in the card is seeing things clearly, and then there's some points where he may be getting distracted by the events and the things that are going on around him, and could possibly be throwing him off a little bit. So definitely keep all of that in mind as well. Now, also remember with this Ten of Swords that this card is also letting you know that with each new beginning, it actually came from an end of some sorts. Something had to end for a new beginning to come forth. And this card is also letting you know that with every defeat are sown the seeds of future victory as well. Now, this card doesn't necessarily have to indicate any of this stuff going on in your life. It could also indicate a difficult experience involving an ending, a loss, pain, or a release for you. So this could also indicate that there could be something you are releasing, or you could be ending a relationship, or something you're closing the chapter on in your life, and it could be difficult for you, which is what this card could be indicating. It could just be indicating that compared to the other things in the card. It's all it would all play out differently for everyone. It won't play out the exact same for every single person if you are resonating with this reading. Now, there was an additional card that flew out, a very powerful additional card, and I am glad that this card did fly out, because I probably would have just drawn an extra card to give me a little bit more insight into what was going on for the week. And the card that was drawn, the card that flew out was the Magician card. This is telling you that your additional message for this week is to use skill, logic, and intellect to overcome your outcome. Very, very powerful. I will say that again. Your additional message this week is to use skill, logic, and intellect to overcome your outcome of the Ten of Swords. The Magician card is all about new beginnings of some sort, as we were just speaking of in that outcome card of the Ten of Swords. Now, this is telling us that right now you have the creative power and energy to create a new life cycle for yourself, whether you know it or not. You actually have the ability to take the power within you and within the universe to manifest your desires and to create the life that you want. There is some sort of a situation that has presented itself to you that has all the inherent components to allow the manifestation of your desires and to overcome and outwit whatever may come your way this week. So definitely keep that in mind. That is a very, very powerful message for you for this week. I wish you nothing but lots of light and love in this last week of November. And definitely feel free to leave me a comment to let me know how all of this plays out for you, if it resonates for you. And I will speak to you soon. Wishing you lots of love and light. Namaste.